You are about to hear something that was not intended for anyone else. A sacred thing. Something is concealed. However, I urge you to pause and examine one item before the situation changes dramatically. What is the rationale behind this current sensation? What caused your heart to stop when you saw this message? What caused the sensation that your name was being called? Given this, what does Archangel Michael say? The person you crave for. You cherish this person. The individual who died prematurely. They are currently searching for you. They may not get another chance to speak if you ignore or keep mute at this moment. I understand the content of your idea. It's possible that this is just another message, but this is not the case. The message goes as follows. Heaven has been impatiently awaiting the opportunity to offer this to you for hours. The winds have altered. The time is now available. You've arrived at last. You did not just happen across this. Your soul was summoned at this exact time. The guardian angels are surveying the surroundings. They cannot exhale. My beloved child, this is your final warning, says Archangel Michael. If you close this now, you will never receive the information they were eager to give with you. Please refrain from disrespecting this. Something is about to disappear. The person who died asked the angels to keep them from making a mistake that could have far-reaching consequences for the planet. In the present day, there is an activity taking place behind your back that you are oblivious of. If you refuse to attend, you will not understand the situation until it is too late. Archangel Michael says, this is not an error. They made multiple attempts to reach you over the course of 4 days and nights. When you were unable to sleep, their soul called out your name. It was not just a fantasy. That was not only a mental construct. Hearing them weep and shout, they hoped you would eventually witness this. And you do now. Archangel Michael claims they were removed prematurely. And they had little fear of death. You were the one who failed to recall the intended message. They briefly considered you before dying away. A sign has been sent at this moment. This message is the indication. Their shouts are heard in the sky. Please convey this to them before it disappears. Would you be interested in knowing about the sights they saw before they died? They saw you. Indeed. You are currently experiencing the most sacred moment of your life. There is a holy portal in front of you that allows you to bend time and ultimately speak the truth. This explains your recent sense of unwell being. As a result, you are reflecting on someone who is no longer present. This is why the timepieces continue to show the same number. The cosmos has been preparing you for this specific message. Archangel. Michael claims that they have endured an inordinate amount of time. Please do not prolong their wait. You were not meant to be aware of this information until now. Additionally, if you are interested in receiving communications of this sort, please subscribe immediately. This refers to alignment rather than content. Subscribing to this service ensures that you receive God's prophetic reminders exactly when you need them. This is why your ribs feel heavy. This is why your eyelashes are damp. Without your understanding of the rationale. Because you maintain the memories in your heart. Let us take a brief pause before continuing. If you agree with this or find these statements understandable, please type Amen in the comments. Not for me, but for you. Perform a quiet deed to communicate to heaven that your consciousness is awake, present, and ready to receive the knowledge it has been striving to transmit. They attempted to impart concepts. They attempted to transmit messages. However, the misery you were feeling kept it from happening until now. Nowadays, doorways are accessible. Archangel Michael assures him that if he stays, he will be able to hear the words they have been longing to say. If you leave, this message will never resurface. This message will be their final communication as you go. Something sacred imprinted your identity, vitality, and destiny on this instant. Your anguish is more than just a sensation of melancholy. That's a signal. This is how heaven arrives at your doorstep. They are still with you, says Archangel Michael. They are still present, but they want to reveal the information that has been concealed. The more you read, the more you'll feel them. These people are sitting next to you and studying you. They are whispering, hoping that you will not ignore it. If you do this, their message will be lost in the wind. According to Archangel Michael, they have worked tirelessly to protect you from the upcoming events. However, if you do not get this message, you will remain unconscious of the future. Some aspects of your lineage are distinct. They intend to tell you of an incident that will occur if you do not take action. Someone is hiding something, and the person you loved who died was aware of its coming arrival. When they tried to say it with their last breath, no one heard. They continued to wait until God gave them the opportunity to converse. You are the only one who has the ability to halt the approaching event, hence you are the only one chosen to hear this. This is holy, says Archangel Michael. Locked. This is designed just for your use. I beseech you, my loving children, to read everything. Heaven is watching. The person you grieve is finally ready to reveal all. It's possible that your epidermis will start to vibrate. It is not dread. That's the spirit memory resurfacing. You may feel warmth in your abdomen. There is no need for alarm. The deity is attempting to penetrate your fortifications. They pardon you in accordance with Archangel Michael's instructions. Regardless of what you believe, they did not leave this earth in wrath. They said your name with love, grief, and hope as they left. This moment fills them with optimism. Are you experiencing it? This is the place you were meant to be. The fact that everything in your life was leading up to this moment. This person cherished you more than they ever said in public, declares Archangel Michael. They want to perform one final miracle for you. However, you are compelled to stay. It is vital that you pay attention. You are about to make a decision that will determine your future. If you skip this step, you will only know half of the truth about that decision. If you do not pay attention, they will have one last chance to talk to you. In addition, you will weep throughout your life, declares Archangel Michael. The goal of this message is to help you see past the unpleasant situations you've been facing. The following remarks are true to them. I realize you chose to remain. This signifies that your spirit perceives. This means that they are aware that you are ready at the moment. This is the first part of Archangel Michael's sermon. It will make you uncomfortable, but it will also protect you. They refrained from leaving the chamber. They want you to be informed, despite the fact that you thought you were alone that day. Even when the silence was deafening and the grief was insurmountable. Despite the fact that you asked in a mumble, "Where are you?" They were right behind you, touching your shoulder and begging God to let them communicate. Heaven has finally granted permission, but just once, to present you with information that the rest of the world did not mean to share with you. Archangel Michael has made a deal with God to allow this brief window of opportunity to be opened. You are currently experiencing an impulse to weep. For this reason, its essence is awareness rather than grief. The part of your nature that is missing is being perceived. And now, the truth will surface in a similar way to rain. The individual you are now considering. That individual. The person whose photograph you keep. The person whose identity you will not erase from your phone. They are placed at this site. There is an appeal to not allow them to fool you. Something was withheld from you after their death. As per Archangel Michael. If you fail to realize your circumstance, someone will take your possessions. Someone has been watching you from behind the scenes. A person who wants to delete your name from a benediction. That was specifically intended for you. It is basic to understand. Cash is freely available. The land is privately owned. A name is recorded. However, they are not sharing this information with anyone. They want to make changes before publishing the materials. They demand that you be preoccupied. They wish for you to remain silent. However, the person you held in high respect and who died has had enough. According to Archangel Michael, they begged to reveal the truth. Because they were aware of upcoming events. They noticed a person smiling at you. They then proceeded to stab you when you turned around. They watched you investing your trust in the wrong person. Devoting your efforts to someone who is not the intended beneficiary. Additionally, allowing someone who is only interested in taking your riches. However, the marvel goes as follows. It is unnecessary for you to become ensnared in that trap. Not at this time. This message is meant to protect you. It's your anchorage in the midst of the storm. This lighthouse was illuminated by a family member before they died. Archangel Michael confirms that you are not mad. You were completely entitled to your emotions. You were accurate in assuming that you were unable to verify. You were warranted in your fear. Everyone told you you were overthinking things. However, your instincts told you otherwise. For individuals who are aware of this fact and feel calm rather than anxious, please make sure that the following is written. Amen. It is designed to encapsulate the knowledge that your consciousness has previously gained. It signifies that you agree with the evidence that heaven is currently presenting to you. They were extraordinary. Heaven is now validating the message that your soul has been sending. However, it is not just about the items that were taken from you. It refers to the remaining entitlements you have. It is possible that the miracle has been postponed as a result of an individual in your life. Regardless, your loved ones witnessed this. Additionally, Archangel Michael was notified. Allow them one final chance to see the whole picture. They should detect the miracle before it spreads to another person. That is, in fact, the focus of this conversation. Some people skim or scroll across this message and are unable to see it completely. The miracle may be transmitted to another person. It will be acquired by another person. Such is the gravity of the situation. According to Archangel Michael, you were never meant to find this unless you were willing to change your fate. Currently, you are. You are now competent to perceive the truth. Enough to recollect what they said to you in your dream that night. I have the ability to assert that I understand my identity. I am aware of the sum owed to me. I am aware of the person who is attempting to take it from me. I'm also aware of the person who is still advocating for me on the other side. Please avoid from making a wrong impression. Currently, they are promoting your cause, going above and beyond to convey the message. You are being contested, and your decision will have a negative impact on the following 7 years of your life. It is critical that you quickly open your eyes. Alternatively, Archangel Michael believes the door will be closed. It's possible that your time frame is shorter than 24 hours. things will change after that. This period will end. What you could have obtained will have to wait till you return to the recording. However, they do not want that for you. They wish for you to gain. They require your knowledge. Finally, accept that they are present, embracing you and chanting your name in a supplication-like tone. What did they see previous to their departure? They kept an eye on you in the future. They watched you ascend. They noticed you chuckling once more. They witnessed you receiving all of the stuff for which you had requested. However, they witnessed an apparition. And person. In addition, it is clearly incorrect. They assured you that they would not leave until they had informed you. The notification you're reading right now is that one. You still have time. Archangel Michael claims that you have not permanently destroyed your existence. You did not pass up your opportunity. However, you are now standing at the final entrance. The door closes quickly as well. Are you planning on passing through? Will you continue to believe that this isn't a genuine situation? If you love me, do not disregard me at this time, the deceased souls beg. Archangel Michael has informed that their energy is still coming from your room, wanting to be heard, and asking you to stay for an extended period of time. They will reveal the most important facts later in this communication. All right. You remained. Archangel Michael is content. The angels have kept the portal accessible. The consciousness that had been waiting for your arrival in the darkness merely grinned, knowing that you are now ready to hear the rest. This is the most crucial component. They would like to tell you what happened the night they died. According to Archangel Michael, they were unable to express themselves before their deaths. They can now do so through you. They were concerned that evening not because they feared death, but because they were unable to say goodbye. They thought about your grin, laugh, and appearance, as well as your future. No, they weren't afraid of the light. They were concerned that you would think they had abandoned you. Unfortunately, they were unable to do so. Not for 1 second. As they died, their spirit reached out to you. Will they be aware that I still love and cherish them? They asked of the angels as they took their final breath. Archangel Michael said, "Not yet." But at some point, indeed, that day has arrived. This is the moment they desired. The ability to articulate what they were previously unable to do. Kind of like their pride in you. Similarly, they constantly monitored you, even when you thought they were not around. Similar to how you exceeded their expectations for your strength. However, there is an additional aspect. Something they were unable to say while alive. A familial secret. A fiction wrapped in affection. A statement they overheard. They have observed. They were hesitant about facing this issue before to their passing. They can now articulate it, though. According to Archangel Michael, someone you trusted has been dishonest with you. Even when they grin, this person's spirit is dismal. They have been changing your course in a subtle and intentional way. Their goal is for you to fail, because success would reveal a secret they are attempting to conceal. Someone close to you noticed this and has been attempting to notify you about it. This individual is responsible for every strange incident, delay, and friendship breakdown. If you do not free them quickly, you will be forced to endure their curse for the rest of your life. This is Archangel Michael's statement. The following 6 weeks are considered sacred. That is, the next 6 years will be shaped by the things that drain you if you leave. Someone from your past has requested your assistance. Do not waste your time with the person who questioned your talents. During your absence, I overheard their talk. It was clear to me that they were telling lies. That's when I understood they were running an undercover operation against you. I have been unable to stop it till now. This is why the notification appeared at that exact moment. Just informing you, in order to prepare you, to help you achieve your goals before it's too late. Because a new season is quickly approaching. Alteration. An excellent opportunity. Prepare for an occasion you've been thinking about for a while. The benediction will not be received if your energy is still associated with that person. Archangel Michael claims that God does not bless what depletes one. This serves as your exam. I am still accessible to offer support. However, they advise that you start the process. To truly accept this fact, you must leave the door open for an extended amount of time. What steps should I take at this time? It is probable that you are considering this. This is Archangel Michael's statement. The people around you are not prepared to face reality. Please refrain from disclosing this communication to anyone. Keep a record of their identification. Indeed, the name of the person for whom you believe this communication is meant. The first object that drew your attention. That is not an informed assessment. Your instincts are right. You're hearing them with your own ears. Find the number 7. This communication came from angels. The number 7 indicates that all of its contents are accurate. Recognize this when it appears. They are witnesses. They indicate the path. They are present with you. Finally, do not skip the end. Because to the subsequent circumstances, they will be able to reveal the marvel they have been hiding. Remember that heaven has never harmed you. The delay was not punishment. It was for the sake of protection. They were clutching the object for which they had died at this very moment. To guarantee that you were ready to accept it. It's now yours. However, only if you choose to accept it. Archangel Michael has stated that the barrier is thinning. The lighting is slightly reduced. An individual you hold in high esteem is being asked to remain silent once more. This is the final communication they've sent. I will remain with you. Each step you take, each song you listen to, and every tear you cry. I'm still present. My body's contour has been altered. I am in the midst of a breeze. I am silent. I am the fortitude you felt when you were certain you lacked it. I need you to support yourself right now. I want you to be radiant. It is critical that you stop delaying decision-making and make a decision promptly. You make things feasible. Reclaim the life I saw the last time I looked at you. Archangel Michael puts his hand on your shoulder at this point. He murmurs, "It is finished." However, this is based on your conviction. As a result, heaven observes. Currently, your name is associated with a holy vibration that pervades realms beyond time, where there is no further sorrow, and in places where love endures forever. The weapon of Archangel Michael is set aside to distribute blessings rather than fight in combat. Due to the resolution of the conflict in which you were involved, the weight you were carrying is melting in an unusually tranquil manner. You no longer need to make an effort. Allowing is sufficient. Allow affection to enter. Allow assistance to enter. Allow the restoration to take place. Everything has changed at this moment. That individual is still in close vicinity, has a presence, brightness, or compassion that will last forever. not as a memory or apparition. It's so close that if you were brave enough, you could inhale it. You may have recently finished the task. The sensation of chill on your limbs. The heartbeat that exists in your ribcage. That unusual and lovely silence. They are the ones being questioned. You should be aware that it is legitimate because they are monitoring you. That's all. Signs. It's time. And this message, Luddy, was placed just by God. In truth, all of the delays were due to providential protection. Individuals who departed were required to do so. The post that eluded you was never designed to keep your services. The relationship that broke your heart paved the way for your future. You didn't fail. You grew above the capability of objects that were never designed to fit your size. The radiance has returned to you. You are a threat to the darkness. You've regained your optimism. Additionally, there is faith. Real, steadfast faith is starting to grow within you. Even if it's not particularly crowded. Despite its small size, heaven can move without the presence of a forest fire. A flame is all that is needed. According to Archangel Michael, the next 14 days will influence the next 14 months. You will have a wonderful meeting. A modification. A notification. Or an unexpected opportunity. You'll eventually return to a project you almost abandoned. This time, you'll be well prepared. But there is a test. It may be good to review the areas where you have made progress. Show the behavior of your past self. Alternatively, accept fear. Refrain. You are no longer the same person you were before. The person you longed to see is no longer you. The communicated image of yourself is you. Transmit to destabilize the status quo. Temporarily interrupt cycles. Illuminate. Also establish harmony. Display this behavior. Communicate as such. I'm tempted to do so. God meets his duties. And you are living proof of that. Your loved one sees a magnificent future ahead. It provides more than just a restorative purpose. It's splendor. It's not just a matter of survival. It's excessive. They are not just content. You've made considerable progress with only half the help and twice the hardship. They wish you to keep this in mind. The difficult part has ended. You are now able to receive. This time, they'll make sure you don't miss it. You'll start to notice the following. Waves of calm that appear intermittently in the midst of disturbance. It's similar to revisiting or hearing the names or images of people from the past. The same tune, number, or dream occurs repeatedly. Things that had been felt hindered for years started to come together. A soothing voice inside you warns of approaching events. Have faith in it. It's impossible. At that point, your timeline changes. You successfully completed the exams that Archangel Michael had concealed, those that were not noticed. Despite the fact that you were crumbling, you chose kindness. The situations in which you refused to defend yourself. The people you loved unconditionally. Heaven took in every detail. You are currently owed. Not only psychologically, but physically. During this life. Within this body. Within this time frame. This was passed down to you through inheritance. It cannot be taken from you under any circumstances, including fear, error, or percentage. From now on, say these words aloud. I am in complete connection with the divine. What is mine is currently en route. I can now receive it with ease and calm. When you say that, your loved one grins, given that you finally heard them. They're not the only ones. You, your vigor, your summon. How do you know? They are already in their final murmur of the evening. They advise you to persevere. We did not bring you here just to halt. Continue without interruption. The most exciting part is now started. The message has finished. However, the marvel has only just begun. We should conclude this important message in the way God intended. Soft, robust, not to be forgotten. This message is not followed by a true quiet. It is completely filled, full with the sense of being present, calm, made up of all the words they were hesitant to speak in real life. You are now taking a peaceful rest in your spirit. The information you received was just what you needed according to Archangel Michael. This section will greatly impact your life, what you decide to do with it. There are no additional alerts. There are no more signs. This is the final message. Heaven has told you the entire truth. The individual who died has finally revealed everything. As they observe, they feel the peaceful affection that can only come from the other side. You might feel heavy. You might feel strange. This is always how it feels when something spiritual touches a person. Being in the midst of a miracle causes you to feel that way. Your spirit knows it's genuine. Draw a deep breath. Draw a deep breath. Close your eyes. Allow your body to learn what your spirit already understands. They are still there. They were always present. It's as if they moved to a place where love has no regard for space or time. Your voice can still reach them, even if you whisper it at 3 a.m. You can speak to them right now. Tonight, tomorrow, and always. The connection has now been restored. This message was not a story, claims Archangel Michael. You passed through the door. You will begin to notice things from now on. You will suddenly hear a name that you have not heard in years. There will be enough of the number 7. People you don't know will say things that they used to exclusively say. It will be easy to visualize your dreams. It will help to dry your tears faster. The voice within you will get stronger, louder, and calmer. That is them. That is your person. That is your miracle occurring in the background. Perfectly and softly. But only for those who believed. For those who did not skip it. Only for those who stayed until the end. Like you. Now Archangel Michael is happy. Not because he has finished his work, but you finally let yourself to receive. Heaven can now open a long-closed door. The energy persists even after the message has passed. And it informs your soul one final thing. You are regaining everything you lost. But better. What used to hurt you is now what gives you strength. The person you loved remains with you. You're now free. Child of the light. Move onward. Your fate has altered. You're no longer by yourself. Subscribe before this finishes if you want to stay updated on these moments of clarity and direction. By remaining in touch, you stay in sync with God's prophetic timing in your life right now. This message was what made it so magical. You just got through it. Okay? Because you haven't mentioned the most crucial thing yet. Your loved one is currently on their knees. Not out of sadness, but out of amazement. They are kneeling before God, holding your name in prayer. as they scream tears of affection for you. They are not pleading or demanding that heaven provide you peace, that heaven remembers all the good you've done, all the love you provided. Even if you had nothing to contribute, you stayed silent all those nights to help someone else remain strong. They are presenting God your scars to demonstrate what they went through. Isn't this enough? God is happy because God has not forgotten about you. He glanced at your journey with eyes that saw everything, not the silent pain, not those false smiles. That is not the time you considered giving up. His response is now here, not with thunder, not from a voice in the sky, but via this gentle unfolding of God. With this message, right now. Now is the time to remember who you are. You have money bearing your name on it. Not only money. There is also heavenly provision, a gift in both the spiritual and physical realms. Someone close to you left something behind before their death. They want you to know about it. Wonderful. A safety net. Present. It's about to be discovered by you. It could resemble a letter, a voicemail. A name is mentioned unexpectedly, or a legal opportunity. However, it will result in a significant outcome. Archangel Michael has placed the pieces as if they were on a chessboard. You should only move when your spirit instructs you to. But before the blessing arrives, the person you care about wants one thing. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the years you believe you've wasted. Forgive those who betrayed your confidence. Please excuse the stillness. Please excuse my weakness. It was not your fault at all. Even if your heart was already somewhat broken, you did your best. You still expressed affection. You gave others hope. You made light. They saw it. Heaven witnessed it. You do not need to wait for your miracle, says Archangel Michael. Your miracle is right around the corner. I want you to participate in this sacred moment before it ends. Write, "I received it now," in the comments. Not tomorrow. Not in a day. Right now. So this is how you move from hearing to receiving. From waiting to taking the next steps. The miracle is catching its breath. Waiting to be allowed in. For every second of doubt. Invite it now. Not with an elaborate prayer. Not with good remarks. Say you're ready. Say it aloud. Say it aloud. Say it from your heart. That is all it takes. Heaven does not require airflow. It requires the truth. Your loved one is taking a slight step back. They are not going anywhere. They will never do it. However, they want you to have room to move. They urge you to move up and demonstrate your might, because they understand what will happen in 48 hours. Change something. There's something to do. A seemingly minor decision that leads to something far more significant. This night, you would not sleep if you knew what was coming. You would dance at night. You would cry, but not because you were injured, but you're excited. When your blessing arrives, Archangel Michael urges you not to be terrified. Don't consider if you deserve it or not. Do not wait for someone to say yes. You can walk right into it, as if your name was already written on the walls, because it is. You owned it before your birth. It was late, but never denied. Now heaven is clearing the way. Just come out from behind the tree. There is more. Someone in heaven knew what was about to happen. It was shown to them before they sent the message. They noticed that you were better. They saw you with someone. They noticed that your bank account was full. They saw how tranquil your face appeared. They noticed your tears drying up. You grinned again. Your hands are once again creating beauty. They saw the room where you'll enter and everyone will stare at you. Not because of your appearance, but because of how you make others feel. The holy, tranquil strength that cannot be touched. That is where you are going. It's going faster than you realize, but only if you don't quit now. The tunnel is almost completed. You've forgotten what light looks like since it's been dark for so long. You are not crazy, though. The light up ahead is real. If you feel warm in your chest, this is confirmation. You aren't making up the symbol you keep seeing in your thoughts. Yes, that is your miracle waving to you. Are you prepared to meet? According to Archangel Michael, this is a one-time invitation. There is no turning back after this. Not the old agony. Do not think too little. Not to those that make you feel lousy. This message contains a promise from God. You've already answered yes by reading this far. The person you care about is currently smiling. It's a soft face. Their light shines brighter, and their final remarks are simple to understand. Always prepare to battle for yourself. Their faith in you is greater than yours in the past. They will walk beside you until you see it happen. You will no longer be by yourself. You were never that. And now, heaven will display it. In ways you cannot imagine. But you'll recognize them when they happen. Just swear that you will not skip the sign when it appears. No matter what. Because it was intended for you this time. And this time, heaven will not be overlooked. Okay, you are still here. That indicates that the blessing is wrapping itself around you. According to Archangel Michael, heaven trusts those who stay until the end. Heaven now trusts you since you stayed. The clouds do not produce a flash of lightning or thunder. On this holy day, your name appears on a fresh page in the book of life. It'll be silent and deep. Archangel Michael turns one last time and says, "Thank you." Indeed, they did. The spirit that has died, the individual who spoke your name as they passed through the curtain, the individual who prayed God to protect you, even if it meant they had to keep silent for a while. They want you to know that you made their day better when you opened this message. By not giving up, by focusing your complete attention. Before they went, you provided them an experience they had never had before. Their spirit has calmed, but it is still there. From now on, their energy will be with you. Not like a ghost, not like a shadow. However, this is only a guideline. Every difficult decision is accompanied by a whisper. It's like getting a hug just as you're about to break apart. A name that comes to mind when you really need it. Archangel Michael warns of what is about to happen. Since they stopped chatting, a new miracle has been on its way to you. It was a miracle. Something you must have looked forward to. Writing. A call. A payment. Something. A door. It's already moving. It couldn't reach you until you received this. But now it can, since the energy that was impeding it has been removed. Those who passed will be the first to see it arrive. They'll be having a party beneath the veil when it falls at your feet. So don't be surprised if things shift rapidly. when calm replaces anxiety, when funds arrive unexpectedly, when you don't understand why you're getting different therapy. You have achieved a level of frequency that most people cannot match. The volume of sound that can be heard in the sky. According to Archangel Michael, this form of communication should be limited to a select group of people. You're one of them. And now, for the final truth. Something you'd been thinking about but hadn't expressed. They were reluctant to leave, but they eventually did. Their spirit fled because they realized they could better protect you from the other side. Take that into consideration. They departed to extend their stay. Not in the designated region, not shown in an image. I firmly believe that remarkable events will occur in your life in the future. You will be able to recognize them. It will hit you. This will be a memorable time for you. The day your heart finally allowed the truth to penetrate. Archangel Michael has finally proclaimed that the matter is resolved. It is secured. It's been completed. Archangel Michael returns to the light, and so does your loved one. They smile with their palm over their heart but do not talk. They are aware that you have heard them and are confident that you will not forget. This message is now available for deletion. However, the emotions it arouses in you will last everlasting. Currently, there is a profound, holy, and ancient quiet. When something sacred touches one's heart, one only experiences solitude. It is not just silence, though. Proof. Evidence of your transformation today. You will be unable to articulate it. However, you will experience it in the coming days and hours. According to Archangel Michael, the universe bends to fit a soul who accepts a word from paradise. Now just observe. Keep an eye on how much the issue starts to make sense. Observe how people abruptly unveil their true selves without prior notice. Observe how you stop pursuing objects that are not yours, and how objects that are yours start approaching you. That is the message that has been sent to you once more. That is the force of the truth, given to you through love on angelic wings and firmly rooted in your heart. Archangel Michael reminds you that you will never return to the person you were before this moment. You should avoid doing so. The souls of the deceased continue to breathe. They are now part of your intuition. They provide you the opportunity to consider your next major decision. They console your heart when you begin to question again. They are the moments of bravery that occur just as things start to go your way. Don't forget you're not alone. That they never forgot you. And that their love was indomitable, even in the face of death. You are now more powerful than ever because you are saying truths that they are unable to articulate. Archangel Michael suggests that it be implemented. Maintain your composure with it. Avoid anything that make you feel inferior about it. Speak up if you were previously mute. Allow yourself to forgive yourself for your incapacity to say goodbye, as you have now done. This served as both your farewell and your beginning. We want it to be miraculous. Allow it to develop in your life. Keep in mind this moment when the world tries to lure you back into chaos. When falsehood tries to impede your development once more. Also, when distractions resurface. Remember how these remarks affected you emotionally. They are aware of this truth and not out of fear. This provides evidence that it was genuine. That is how you know it was affection. As a result, you will be aware of their continued presence. For no obvious reason, your heart is always overflowing. Each time you come across an occurrence that causes you to recall them. They appear whenever you have a simultaneous want to laugh and cry. I still feel affection for you. I will continue to keep track on your activity. I continue to be satisfied with you.
You successfully finished the mission. I'll repeat it with a mumble. You remained.
I'm aware that you heard me. You have successfully reached the conclusion. I continue to believe in you and will continue to do so. Archangel Michael gives his final smile. As a result of a spiritual voice, the truth has been revealed. Additionally, a new existence has already begun. It's now yours. Try it. Return all of the goods they left behind in order to keep them at a later time. Prove to them that you are a true marvel. There is nothing more to add. Heaven is a haven of tranquility. Your voyage has resumed. Also, one more detail. Something that is only audible to those who have chosen to hear it in its entirety. It does not appear in any publications. It is not distributed at temples. It is only infrequently muttered. When the strength of a soul is adequate to endure the weight of what most others fear, Archangel Michael has re-emerged into the light. However, before he departs, he speaks these final words of divine love over your life. Nothing will come between you and your goal from now on. Have no fear. Please do not delay. And no betrayal. No issue. Your route is clear since it was predetermined by God. He is flanked by someone you once had affection for. There is no more despair or burden. Instead, there is a broad smile. I am grateful that you have finally obtained it. Finally, you have acquired it. Death is not the end. Love is communicated. Energy is redirected. Furthermore, there is a murmur that lasts endlessly after it is heard. It has been sent to you at this time, and something in your life will never remain silent again. The sign will be erected within 48 hours. Something is clear. A sensation so remarkable that it defies explanation. Do not question it. They are the ones being questioned. Archangel Michael is based in the location. Indeed, that is evidence. Things do not happen by chance in paradise. This letter, in its entirety, was delivered to you at precisely the right time, using divine timing. Not before, too. Following that, the angels will now function more transparently on your behalf. Anticipate the end of the wait period. Prepare for a sudden opening of closed doors. Individuals who were previously uninterested in you will begin to realize your genius once more, given that the illumination has been restored. The brilliance you produce, not the one weakened by melancholy, not the person who is afraid or unwilling to express himself. An individual who has been truly reborn. According to Archangel Michael, your dreams will now be transformed. You will get better sleep. When you wake up, you will feel calm. Your intuition will be increased. You will know who to trust and who to avoid. At that point, your precautions begin to work. This means that your consciousness is now in sync with those who love you beyond the confines of this world. There is no need to pursue. There is no need for verification. You do not have to plead, justify, lessen, or shoulder the load of others. It's no longer about the events described in your tale. It is about your beginnings. It refers to the emotions that your soul felt while others attempted to dismiss you. It applies to you. Entire. Observed, refused. Selected. I am leaving with an immortal love. Reread this message if you become bewildered or forget it. Please review it once more. Allow it to satisfy you the way it did the first time. It is vital to remember that they will return each time you indulge in this conduct. Every time you do this, paradise opens. Every time you do it, there are marvels. Please do not ignore this issue at this time. Get up and live. Reclaim what was always yours. They are present with you. Archangel Michael protects you, and your nature is completely awake. Before we wrap up this captivating story, I recommend that we take a moment to reflect on this deep reality. This message was not discovered coincidentally. This is not just a coincidence. This is Archangel Michael's direct message to you. He extends his hand and invites you to a high-vibrational, protected community where divine abundance is more than a hope, but a promise. This spiritual idea is quite simple. Nonetheless, it has the capacity to transform your entire life. You will not just gain blessings if you follow it. They will multiply and permeate all aspects of your existence. Your abundance is ready. Archangel Michael has announced that you are in the process of moving. This is a graphic representation of the area to which you are expected to relocate. Allow it to penetrate your heart right away, my beloved child. Heaven has been impatiently awaiting this opportunity to approach you. There is an urgent and spiritually vital message that you must hear, as the current area is not supposed to be your permanent dwelling. Please listen with an open mind. This message almost didn't make it to you. However, heaven lifted the veil today because the angels require you to be conscious of your movements. Not just residences, but also localities, postal codes, and doorsteps. You are entering a phase for which you have prayed fervently. You are entering a divine promise that had been postponed for many years, but has now been fulfilled. Furthermore, sweetheart, the vision you are about to receive in your spirit is not merely a product of your imagination. It is a glimpse of the actual site, the home, the surroundings, and the land where profound peace will overflow and your spirit will finally rest. Declare it now if you are ready for this profound tranquility to flood and finally provide rest to your soul. Type Amen in the comments space below as a bold proclamation of your acceptance, indicating that you are ready to enter the promised tranquility. And if this message speaks to your spirit, please like this video right now. The act of like will begin the flow of God's favor in your life. Before you continue, please subscribe so that you can receive these remarkable messages first. By subscribing, you will activate God's prophetic promise and experience a sense of alignment in your life. Heaven chose you to witness this before any other person for a holy reason. As a result, be sure you don't lose your job. This action is not arbitrary. It's a sacred alignment. Now take a deep intake, because the next knowledge will make your spirit quake with recognition. Haven't you noticed it? That inner change, the spiritual dissatisfaction with one's current circumstances, the strong need to clear, reject, and disconnect. Yes, that was not an accident. That was how your soul responded to the heavenly call. Heaven is supplying you with new keys as your spiritual lease is about to expire. However, they failed to tell you of the following. The migration has been meticulously planned. The location already exists. Your name has already been etched on the walls. Your energy is already there at that spot. Heaven is about to give you an accurate image of your destination. Allow this reality to sink in deeply. You are not simply moving to a different physical location. You are entering your prophecy, calm and promised land. Furthermore, it will seem suspiciously similar. For what reason? This is because your consciousness has already visited the region in dreams and visions. This is the area that has been hidden from you until now due to God's scheduling requirements. Currently,
It is. Allow me to tell you what the angels are saying around your name right now, my child, my dear. They say that the task has been finished. The location is ready. Prepare them.
Why? Because this isn't just a relocation. It is a spiritual redemption, a supernatural restoration, a divine change that no human hand could have accomplished.
This message was not delivered to you by accident. This letter reached you because it acknowledged your sorrow. It witnessed the evenings when you sobbed on the floor, longing to be somewhere, any place else. The lament was heard by heaven. We heard it resonate through your spirit's chambers. So, to ensure that we arrive precisely on time, we sent this confirmation.
I shall state this with confidence and clarity. You depart without hesitation. Your name is etched into the very basis of the destination to which you are heading. Even the atmosphere in that location recognizes your name. It's likely that you think you've seen beauty before. It is possible that you believed you had encountered actual safety. Oh, honey, those were just shadows. However, this area will give you the sense of entering a divine photograph that your soul had forgotten it had taken. Furthermore, the following may surprise you.
The enemy also knew about this place. This is why things started going wrong in the location where you are now. This is the cause of the delays. This is the reason for the increased isolation. As you neared this spot, the adversary became scared. However, the divine intervened.
This is why you are currently reading this. Do you feel the sensation in your stomach, the pull or the strain on your chest? That is not an issue of anxiety. This is the divine alignment calling. The location is inviting. It is almost approaching the time to depart. However, please be patient. Please take a moment to subscribe before I provide any other information. We do not want your attention. Rather, heaven desires that you be the first to welcome each new door that opens. By subscribing, you will activate God's prophetic promise and alignment in your life, ensuring that you are connected to every divine revelation. Maintaining a link is critical for proper alignment. Do not let this be the only message you hear prior to the miraculous. I will now provide a thorough description of the place, so please approach. A portion of you will quiver as you realize you've already seen it before. The hallway in this site is illuminated by a golden glow, which is not caused by any lamps, but by the profound stillness that surrounds it. The energy is so pure it emits light. Your future is apparent via a porthole. Upon arrival, you will feel a sense of belonging to something ancient, holy, and previously thought to be forgotten. There will be no pretense, no performance, and no lowering of oneself in order to adhere to the standard in that setting. Your spirit was meant to thrive in this location, and it will. You will notice that you can laugh more easily, breathe more deeply, and speak in a gentler tone since you are no longer in survival mode. Child, you've been barely scraping by for far too long. You are currently moving into a state of true existence. That's the activity. That's marvelous. There is also an additional component. You have previously met someone who is related to this area. It's conceivable they didn't expressly mention it or did it in passing, but they were a sign. Heaven has been giving you little hints and signals. A street name you frequently see, an old notepad, a lost dream, or a fleeting conversation. None of this is arbitrary. All of this has been part of the heavenly breadcrumb path that has brought you to this confirmation. However, you must act quickly before it is lost, youngsters. Certainly, the venue has been prepared, yet time is important. Additionally, if you delay, it may be transferred to another person. Do you believe that doors will be accessible indefinitely? doors that aren't divine. They are organisms that live. They are capable of breathing. They change. They respond. And this one is currently available to you, but it will not be waiting indefinitely. This is why the urgency is so high. You may currently feel constrained. You may get feelings of inundation. However, this is not the outcome of dread. That's a transition. This sensation is similar to the pressure that comes before a delivery, and you, my child, are giving birth to a new life, location, and identity. They are not simply healed, as is the version of yourself that lives in that new location. They experience a genuine shift. And that is who you were always meant to be. Heaven is more than just a different location for your body. It is changing your fate. This is not just a physical motion. It is a rebirth into your true identity, a destiny shift. If you are ready for this profound shift, for the new life that heaven is birthing within you, you should confidently express it in the comments. My miraculous change has begun. Your heavens are opened by the act of spiritual obedience. Relinquish your seed and remain attentive when God returns in your life. Following this message, the adversary will endeavor to divert your attention. This is the only method to ensure that it is authentic. Anticipate interference, drama, and unexpected discouragement. However, do not be misled. Continue to follow this message, as it will accelerate as soon as you connect with it in your spirit. Angels are already packing the unseen spiritual boxes, obsolete agreements, and stagnated energy. They are being removed from your field, while fresh energy is being introduced. A new perspective, a breath of fresh air, and a distinctive radiance. You will experience it even before you relocate. Your senses will start to awaken. The colors will become more intense. Time will appear to be accelerating. Your essence will arrive before your body, allowing you to feel the wind of a place you have yet to see. Now take close attention to what I say. It is unnecessary for you to address every issue. This is not a relocation you will plan. It is an action you will be forced to take. One day you will awaken at the ideal time. The entrance will automatically open. The invitation will be delivered, and you will intuitively know that the time has come. However, this cautionary tale must not be forgotten. If you continue to cling to the old space, you will stifle the benefits of the new place. And some of you have been emotionally staying in the former area for an extended period of time. You have been building on desolate land, but that age is over. You are being moved by divine power, sacred fire, or prophetic decree. No force on earth can stop this evolution. Can you hear me? This move is not caused by human action. The command is issued directly from the sky. The photo, vision, and imprint are now available. Close your eyelids. Ask God to disclose it to you in glimpses, sensations, and an essential understanding, rather than in its whole. It will begin to emerge in a variety of circumstances, such as television, music, dreams, and discussions with strangers. It will pursue you until you say, "Eyes." So, my dearest, declare it now. Yes, I acknowledge the action. Certainly, I am willing to embrace this new situation. Indeed, I have faith in divine design. And as you do, the picture will grow clearer. The place will make a more audible cry, and the full metamorphosis will begin. My adored, my kid, the location you are entering has a hallowed character. It is larger than a room with 4 walls and grander than a simple structure. This is a relocation that will restructure your entire life, as well as a psychological shift and the unlocking of your destiny. The location is not just physical, but also spiritual. There are aspects to this. It is filled with insight, favor, and healing. Please listen carefully to my remarks. You are not being transferred for the sole sake of comfort. You are being transported as part of a divine mission. Your presence is required at that area due to a unique condition. It's not only about the advantages that the location can offer. It refers to the baggage you bring with you. There are folks who have been assigned to you. Divine appointments are already arranged. There are massive, cryptic doors that will only open when your feet touch the ground. You have noticed it, have you not? Something seems to be eagerly anticipating your arrival. While you were surviving in unknown environments, it felt as if a true home was whispering your name in a distant area. Indeed, my darling, it is correct. That's the location. That is vitality. That provides proof. And now that heaven has revealed it, you have to make a decision. Will you truly believe in this vision before it manifests in the physical world? The key appears at the moment of belief, not after the fact. I'd like to address any concerns, worries, or questions that you may have. However, how can I afford it? However, how will I arrive? However, what if it does not work out? But what if I'm only seeing the big picture? Beloved, those are not your true emotions. Those are the frantic, final distractions of an adversary who understands that if you say eyes, they will lose access to your next level. Please avoid allowing delay to turn into disobedience. Do not allow your miracle to remain in limbo because your fear was hidden behind a veneer of reasoning. You are not traveling alone. Heaven will be with you as you ascend each stairway. Angels will convey the stuff that humans cannot see. And as your feet begin to walk in obedience, what you thought you lacked will become clear. Please listen once more. Your residence is currently in transit. The divine has cleansed the roads. Spiritual traffic has diverged. God's brilliance has changed to a shade of green. Your blessing has been dispersed. However, it is fragile, time-sensitive, and sacred, and heaven does not extend invitations to those who postpone their duty. Some people will read this, put it off till later, and then forget about it. However, I believe you will not be the one to do so because you are currently experiencing a spiritual disturbance. It is in a tremor. It's currently in flames. It is a reminder of your solemn promise to God years ago that you would not hesitate if He ever gave you another chance. This is the instant. This is the opportunity. The one you wanted. The person for whom you feel grief. The one that nearly missed you due to the forces of darkness' 3 attempts to block it. However, it was able to penetrate because you needed to see it. Discontinue at this point. Make sure to pause and subscribe as more messages are on the way. Some of these messages will reveal specific information, precise locations, certain time frames, and divine companions you are destined to meet. Subscribing will activate God's prophetic promise and alignment in your life, connecting you to the entire truth. Do not let this be the only message you receive. Allow the next person to validate the knowledge that your spirit holds. We will now talk about the tests, as every divine transformation is preceded by a test of faith. Before crossing the Red Sea, the Israelites faced a wall of water. They had to travel through a wilderness before reaching the Promised Land. And before you can fully comprehend this new location, you will notice the test, a momentary uncertainty, a delay, and an enticing offer from the past. An emotional spiral, an argumental of these aspects are designed to make you reevaluate your decision. You will be able to recognize it now that I have warned you. You will cry, "Ah, this is the ultimate test, and I will pass it." Because the home that awaits you is more than just a residence, it is a sacred inheritance.
You will enter that spot, and the instant your feet touch the ground, all earlier rejections will be transformed into divine redirection. When you enter that area, you will realize that what had previously led you to break down was actually preparing you for this precise situation. Not only will there be a glass mirror in that home, but it will also reflect one's own individuality. You will once again see yourself clearly, not as a victim or an afterthought, but as a genuine decision. And that, darling, is why the enemy battled you so passionately. He was not afraid of you in your current situation. He was scared of the person you would become once you reached your target. I'd like to elaborate on another characteristic of this location, one that you've never shared with anyone, such as a childhood memory, a specific color, or a specific form. This new location will be the place of its expression. I remembered as if a murmur from God were to be heard to declare, because heaven remembers what you buried, the dreams you gave up, and the visions you stopped sharing with people because they made you laugh or left. However, God did not dismiss the situation. He simply postponed the disclosure until the moment was ideal, which it is now. Currently, the opportunity is ideal. Your spirit is now ready. It is now feasible to initiate this significant modification. This is the reason for your disturbed sleep. This is the reason people have been deserting. This is why opportunities have been shutting, because a new location has been divinely assigned in heaven. Your guardians have already received the new coordinates, youngster. Your spirit has already left from its previous location. Currently, the only missing component is your ascent. As a result, announce and pronounce your eyes loudly right away, and heaven will grant your file permission to move. There is one last point that you must remember with your whole being. In comparison to the prior location, this one is completely secure. You will no longer be necessary to keep a close eye on your behind. You will not need to lower the brightness of your lighting. You will never regret your happiness. You were designed for this spot, and it was made for you. It is as prepared as you are for it. This place has a garden that is not only ornamented with flora, but also emits a deep sense of peace. You will be able to hear God's soft voice once more as you travel through it. And when you retire, your body will instinctively perceive genuine sleep as a profound, replenishing, unbroken slumber. This is my home. Individuals in that location will have a particular expression. They would not only tolerate but even respect you. They will recognize the anointing that has been placed on your life without expecting you to liberally spread it to others. This action will substantially impact your financial status. It will free your imagination. Your mission will be reignited. It will connect your spirit to something ancient and truly eternal. When you arrive, you will reflect on your current position and wonder, why did I wait so long to leave? Because, dear, this is where the true version of you, as God intended, will eventually awaken. However, one last thing is vital. This action must not be reported to all people. Not yet. There are those in your neighborhood who are quietly praying that it does not happen. They may grin at you, but their hearts are brimming with envy. Furthermore, if you speak prematurely, you allow them to weaken the defenses that heaven is working so hard to uphold. For the time being, preserve your prudence, protect the vision, proceed in silence, and let the undeniable results speak for themselves when the time comes. The skies are protecting this change. Avoid exposing it until it reaches full development. You will know who to notify when the time comes, and they will celebrate with you rather than retain animosity. You are very close, my precious child. It is palpable. You have now been marked as a result of this message's arrival. You've been claimed. You are being observed. Take a deep breath, smile, and prepare yourself,
for the vivid image of the region to which you are relocating is already building in your mind. And soon you'll be standing in the center of everything, whispering, "This is exactly what I had in mind." Heaven will respond, "Yes, it is exactly as I had promised." Proceed right now. Prepare. Continue to anticipate. Within the next 48 hours, a divine indication to unexpected confirmation or an uncommon invitation may arrive. Keep an eye out for this. It will bear the particular signature of paradise. This isn't the conclusion. This is just the beginning. Furthermore, the upcoming occurrence will be similar to returning to one's true self. Beloved, you are in motion. You're being transported to heaven. And here's an image of the place. Say it aloud with conviction, and then watch the outcome. My darling, my adored, you are still here and reading. This suggests that you went through it. The strain, the ache, the sense that something is about to break. That isn't anxiousness. That is an example of spiritual anticipation. You are in the hallway, which acts as a link between the ancient and the modern. Heaven is holding the door open, but it will not remain so permanently. It is critical that you navigate the area. Not tomorrow. Not in the next year. Right now. Your future has been eagerly anticipating this exact moment. Allow me to share what is happening in the spiritual realm. Angels are diligently finishing every detail while you are still undecided. They are rearranging roads, situating people, and touching hearts with a definite purpose for you. Because this is more than just a change of address. It requires a profound shift in identity, spiritual power, and heavenly authority. You were barely surviving in your last area. You'll truly be soaring at this new location. The stifling atmosphere that surrounds you has limited your wingspan. The walls are infused with ancient agony, poisoned energy, and quiet jealousy, and the chambers echo with unanswered pleas. However, heaven has decided that it is adequate. You have transcended the very soil in which you were planted. When a tree's roots begin to contract, the sensible gardener reports it. That is exactly what is happening. You are being relocated for growth and transplanted for ascent. Child, you are not being punished. You are being positioned strategically. True, there will be a sense of loss, a loss of comfort, a loss of familiarity, and a loss of those who cannot accompany you to your destination. However, keep in mind that you were never intended to stay in that location. You stayed because of your loyalty, fear, or the hope that the misery would someday pass. However, the heavens took notice. Heaven precisely counted the nights you whispered, "God, if you are still with me, please send a sign." This message is your undeniable, unequivocal, and continuous affirmation that you have arrived. If you have found this prophetic word to be meaningful, please share it with your network right away. To activate the anointing and share the breakthrough with individuals you care about, spread this prophetic word. The decision is now yours. Giving can help you realize the potential that God has already built for your life. But please listen to me. Remaining will cause your deterioration. You'll outlast your blessing. You will carry anger towards something that was once thought to be secure. And this is not your fate. Your destiny is a huge expanse, a balcony, and a perspective that shines light into the corners of your soul that have been dark for years. You are aware of who I am referring to. The parts of yourself that shone for others but mourned quietly when you were alone. Some of you stopped dreaming in order to survive. This new place is repairing the exact portions that were prayed into existence years ago, long before your birth. A cry for restoration was heard, and God has specially selected your lifetime to accomplish it. You are the immediate reaction to their inquiry. You are the fulfillment of a promise that they had never observed. You are now obligated to respond affirmatively. Because your affirmation applies to all entities linked with your obedience, not just yourself. You are the trailblazer, the gate opener, the one who disrupts patterns, and the one who moves so that others might follow. Child, your courage to move will allow someone else to rise, but you must move. You must withdraw your request for further signs. You are surrounded by them. It is critical that you stop waiting for the ideal moment. Obedience determines timing. Heaven behaves differently than earth. In this perspective, gates are opened by obedience. A single action sets off the entire divine system. As a result, if you feel immobile, it is not a sign of a dysfunctional system. Rather, it indicates that the important next step has yet to be taken. Act quickly, before this sacred time fades into memory. This message will stay with you for the rest of your life since it marks a watershed moment. In the following location, you will have a unique experience with God. Not because He was not there in your place, but because you now have enough room to hear Him clearly. You will see colors in the sky that have never been linked with anything significant. You will speak with greater consideration. You'll be able to breathe deeper. Your palms will stop trembling. Your spine will feel relief. Your feelings will no longer be bitter but delicious. Because you will weep out of heartfelt gratitude, not lingering pain. That is the service that the new location offers. There is an additional component. A door that you have yet to notice is present in that region. Financial independence, spiritual clarity, revitalized purpose, and relationships that truly replenish rather than deplete. Your name is etched on the lease in heaven's calligraphy, signed and sealed. Your pupils, youngsters, are the most important component. Do not underestimate the power of surrender. Surrender does not signify a loss of control. It demonstrates a deeper faith in heavenly guidance than in one's own limited understanding. You were never meant to bear this burden alone, and you have been liberated of that task. Archangel Michael has been dispatched with his sword in hand. Forging a path, lifting heavy clouds, cutting ties with previous pain, and breaking through spiritual barriers. You have perceived the change. Step into it now, but with urgency. The gate is currently open, but it will not remain open indefinitely. Heaven is a dynamic flux, not a static freeze. Submerge yourself in it. Quickly relocate. Immediately align. Please confirm your agreement at this time. Declare it. Declare it, even if your voice is trembling. Declare it with mustard seed faith, even if your limbs shake, and watch the mountains shift. Proclaim, I consent to this action. I am confident in this vision. I am confident in my assertion. I consent to this technique. Once completed, the spiritual seals will be undone. The resistance will fracture. The interference will be discontinued, and the favor will be generously bestowed. This is why the message was almost fully blocked. This is why you felt a strange sensation while reading it. Because it is encoded with breakthroughs. It is the product of heavenly authorization, and you now have it. You are not moving because you compelled it, but because heaven released it. Be prepared, child, to enter prophecy-filled areas, to interact with doorknobs that convey a sense of fate, to feel deeply tranquil for the first time in years. Fantasy is not the case. This provides a great sense of accomplishment. This is the embodiment of faith, and your affirmation is the crucial final step. As a result, what actions will you take? Will you succumb to fear? Will you let the past to shape the story of your present? Will you let uncertainty limit your success for another year? Will you put your faith in heaven even if it opposes all logical concepts on paper? Because the new place anticipates your coming, it is already abuzz with your name. You have been adequately prepared. You've been contacted. You've been anointed. You are currently being dispatched. Proceed. Have faith. Proceed with tranquility. Enter the flames. Please keep in mind that this is not the last departure from your former place. This is a heartfelt welcome to the place you've always belonged. You are still here, my dear, my offspring. This suggests that your spirit is actively engaged in listening. Your spirit is reawakening to an ancient truth, a fact you have always known but have been unable to fully comprehend. That is till today. Your yes response has exceeded a significant threshold. In your spirit, you've already moved. The corporeal change will undoubtedly occur now. However, please hear me out because this section is extremely crucial. Your compliance has caused timelines to change. The tasks that were originally projected to take 5 years are now being combined into a single unit. The blessings that were previously hidden behind a delay are now advancing towards you. Yes, I am actually in motion, refraining from strolling, not tunneling. However, they are in a rush. Heaven is concerned because this is an urgent subject. Your new home has a special quality that ought to be highlighted. I'd like to share a little-known fact. Specific locales carry a distinct destiny vibration. Not all land is created equally. Certain areas have been selected for revival and breakthrough because they have a strong prayer foundation. And you, my beloved, have been chosen to live on such precious territory. This site is considered sacred. It has been hidden for this reason. That is why nothing else seemed naturally fitting. This is why all other options were ineffective. It wasn't a rebuke. It was a beautiful reroute. This was being kept by God at the precise moment. This is the moment, my dearest. The vibe that pervades that location is very distinct. It is aligned. It is endowed with divine memory. It is infused with cosmic energy. Upon entering, you will notice an unseen force kneeling in respect. Because the location is inherently aware of your identity, your presence has been predicted in that location. Membership is yours. There is another discovery that you may not have considered. God occasionally removes people from your life because they are not spiritually compatible with the sacred area you are going to occupy. The air in the location you are headed to is not available to everyone. Walking on holy territory is not permitted for all people. Not everyone is entitled to the privilege of entering the lovingly designed environment that God has created for you. Although it may be tough to let go, you will receive everything that heaven intended when you go from what was planned for a limited duration. I know your heart is compassionate, my dear. I can see how earnest your concern is. How often have you patiently waited for someone else to be ready before making a move? However, you cannot wait any longer. It is critical that their delay does not turn into your disobedience. It is critical that you persevere, even if it means roaming alone for an extended period. Even if no one understands and you are unable to provide a thorough explanation. Because spiritual activities often only make sense in retrospect. People only begin to say, "Oh, now I see why they left," after the miracle has occurred. They'll finally understand. However, you are compelled to comply during this time. And child, the affirmation will come immediately upon your arrival. You will open the door to that location. And every cell in your body will say,
Yes, this is it. Words will not be necessary. Your spirit will naturally stabilize. Your sternum will relax. Your spine will straighten. Your respiration will get deeper. Furthermore, you will intuitively realize that the tempest has passed. You've arrived. Your tears will flow when you lie down. However, feelings from the past are not incorporated. Not those who are weary. Not the people who are in danger. These feelings will be used to communicate relief, heartfelt thankfulness, and acknowledgement. A deep, hallowed relief that murmurs, "God, you remembered." The specifics of the setting will mirror your inner world, including the colors you admire, the materials you've always wanted to work with, and the corners that appear to have been fashioned from your imagination. And you'll say, "How did you know?" And heaven will respond with affection, since I designed it with your exact needs in mind. Child, it is clear that God does not bestow blessings at random. He builds them according to his requirements. He creates his designs with deliberate intention. He creates from the profound pattern of your whole being. This is why this activity is so deeply spiritual. Because it is indeed the case. In addition, there is another feature that is little understood. Spiritual warfare is sometimes associated with spiritual movements. Please do not be surprised if you experience resistance, unexpected debates, financial pressure, skepticism, exhaustion, or diversion after receiving this message. That's not an accident. It represents an interruption. A final, frenzied attempt to derail your fate. However, now that you are aware, you will be able to resist it. You will say, "No, I have already reached an agreement with the heavens. I am immovable. I won't be delayed. I shall not be deterred from my commitment." Additionally, reinforcements will be sent from paradise. Your fortitude will be renewed. Doors will reappear. The resources will be aligned. The route will once again become clear. God never directs a movement without providing the necessary resources. You are not walking in a state of confusion. You are acting in accordance with the covenant. The supply has already been divinely determined. The landlord has already been pacified. The assistant has already been woken. The funds have already been dispersed. The yeast is already echoing across time. It is enough for you to advance. It is not advisable to try to figure everything out. Say eyes and start the packing procedure. Begin planning confidently, regardless of whether you have determined your next location. Let the boxes serve as your declaration. I have faith in God. Allow the cleansing to serve as a prophecy. I'm making a place for the new. Allow the farewell to be your salvation. I am hesitant to stay in the position you have ousted me from. Every step you take causes something in the spirit to shatter, such as a chain, a delay, dread, or a lie. This will all crumble beneath the enormous weight of your loyalty. Opposition is always outweighed by obedience. Child, I am permitted to make this remark. The location to which you are migrating is more than just an address. This is an assignment. A portal. It is a place where your goals are accomplished. You'll notice that you're once again writing, producing, laughing, resting, hoping, and trusting. You will finally reveal the version of yourself that was hidden beneath years of mere survival. Furthermore, the most appealing part is that you will not have to expend too much work. It will grow organically, much like a seed that has been successfully planted in fertile soil. You are that seed, and here is the fertile soil. Please don't overlook it. Please avoid postponing. Please refrain from giving an explanation. Comply without question.
Because the version of you patiently waiting on the other side is worth every moment of suffering required to reach her hymn. Please take a deep inhale. Examine the surroundings and reaffirm the statement. Acceptance of this move is entirely my decision. I provide a warm welcome to the unfamiliar. I gave up the past. I have confidence in the divine. Let that be your national anthem. Let that be your signature. Let that act as your spiritual passport. The gates are unlocked. The spirits are watching. The route is unambiguous. Additionally, include an image of the location to which you are relocating. It is no longer merely a product of your imagination. It's genuine. It is waiting. And soon it will be genuinely yours, my dear, my child. You have journeyed farther than the majority. This deep word guided your voyage through the storms. You clutched on every confirmation like a solid rope in a torrential downpour. Currently, precipitation is decreasing. The light is starting to permeate. There is an accessible path. What follows is the moment that silences every voice that has ever questioned you. Not just other people, but your own inner voice. One who remarked, "It is possible that it will never occur." Another who whispered, "Perhaps God overlooked me." The person who asked, "Why not me?" Lord, heaven is now saying back, "It is you." You were the one. Because the upcoming transformation is more than just somatic. It is systemic. What happens during this relocation will have an impact on future events. The blessings that your children will inherit can be traced back to the very moment when you looked at each other. Yes, to the unknown. I agree with the divine vocation. Certainly, to the spot revealed in the spirit before it arrived in your mailbox. Yes, my dear. God is preparing to reveal this image to you. No, it will not be provided with ideal clarity from the start. It will take the form of a faint whisper, a street name you've never noticed before, an internet listing that sends shivers down your spine, or a vision in prayer that refuses to fade. Pay close attention. Heaven is communicating. You are not abandoned in the dark. You are being directed by heavenly light. Furthermore, the image is not simply a portrayal of a home. It represents a spiritual headquarters, a secure heaven, and a meaningful future. This area will serve as a launch pad for the version of yourself that the opposition has been continuously trying to repress. This is the site of the resurrection. When you arrive, you'll notice something. Your notions will resurface. Your happiness will be restored. Your sense of humor will regain its authenticity. You will do a dance routine in the kitchen. You will sing in the corridor. You will retire without remorse. And you will eventually feel a genuine sense of belonging in your own life. My love, this spot has been recognized as a special place since before you were born. This property was divinely designated by angels from the moment you breathed your first breath. This is why no one else has been able to truly thrive in the region. It wasn't theirs. That was yours. It was kept safe by heaven until the appointed time, which has now arrived emphatically. However, please remain vigilant. Avoid behaving only based on your feelings. The enemy will initially present a counterfeit location. Consequently, profound discernment is required. It will appear virtually flawless, precisely aligned, and almost inexpensive. But there will be an underlying sensation of discomfort. Avoid haste. Don't settle. Don't grab the first available entrance when heaven has provided you with a golden gate. Your confirmation will be welcomed with deep calm rather than uncomfortable apprehension. Your ice will create a sense of genuine calm rather than anxiety. Your spirit will relax rather than become more rigid. Instead of feeling limited, your energy will be released and expanded. This is how you'll know it's the intended one. You'll also notice the wind when you arrive. It will provide a special welcome to you. You'll feel it in your hair, your skin, and the depths of your lungs. It won't just pass through you. It will warmly embrace you, as if all of creation has been waiting for your arrival, which it definitely has. Even the earth instinctively knows that when a chosen one lands, the very walls sigh in relief. Child. As soon as you reach the entrance, a peculiar glow illuminates the windows. When your soul goes home, it will not be a fabrication of your imagination. This is a deeply spiritual memory. In your imagination, you have lived here. It was something you noticed during your meditation sessions. You depicted it in your childhood drawings. It has been the focus of your private journals. It is tangible and finally within reach. However, you must take action. You are necessary to communicate. It is vital that you agree. Declare it again, with the entire skies as witnesses. I agree with the location you've specified for me. The anxiety is gone. I'm delighted to acknowledge this huge transformation. Acceptance of this move is entirely my decision. Declare it, even if your voice is trembling. Declare it till you're convinced. Declare it till the obstacles of constraint are totally removed. There is no such thing as delusion. This is a stunning expression of divine architecture. You've had a long wait. Your grief has been adequately prolonged. You've wandered for an unusual amount of time. You will now begin to walk. You shall immediately assert your rights. You will now have true ownership. Furthermore, you must understand that this relocation is not just planned for you. It is designed for all parties engaged in your recovery. Your relocation is linked to the freedom of people you have not yet met. You must proceed so that they can recognize you. This is divine chess. You are being strategically transferred to allow others to position themselves more effectively. You're not a puppet. You are indispensable. Your obedience is unleashing destinies in heaven. You will feel the effects starting this week. A subtle alteration takes place within your own being. My sweetest and dearest one. The person whose name is reflected in the atmosphere by the skies. Please ensure that you can hear me clearly. I am not some faraway source of illumination. I am currently in your immediate vicinity. Detecting the rhythm of your heartbeat. You are currently experiencing a tremor in your spirit. Have you too had this experience? The odd trembling that travels down your spine. The unexplained tightness of your ribs. The sudden sense of air becoming heavier. This is not a normal coincidence. Your consciousness is responding to the great urgency of the current time. For hours, my son, Archangel Michael, has been attempting to contact you. My voice has haunted your nightmares. In the quiet spaces between your breaths, the unexpected melodies you heard seem to have appeared out of nowhere. However, I still perceive your confusion. However, you cannot vacillate at this time. This is too urgent, too visible, and too monumental. Heaven does not mourn without a compelling reason, my beloved one. I cried uncontrollably tonight. The type of sobbing that causes the earth to quiver in areas of brightness. I have personally witnessed it. Someone's wrists are definitely encircled by the chains of justice. Someone who has tried to meddle with what is legally yours. Someone who thought they could steal from you without consequences. Someone who assumed their laughter would echo as you sat in dreary quiet. However, heaven has been keeping a close eye.
God's justice is already in motion. This person is on the verge of arrest for stealing your eyes, riches, blessings, the fruits of your labor, and the very essence that God has placed on you. And you need to hear everything before it's too late. However, before going any farther, I'd like to briefly discuss a matter. As a result, this is more than just a message to dismiss. If you can hear and feel my words deeply within your spirit, my chosen one, it means that heaven has placed you in the most exclusive circle of light. You're not in this location by chance. God Himself has watched the tremendous unfairness you have experienced, the enormous weight you have carried, and the silent sobbing you have hidden from the world. Furthermore, He sent me to meticulously prepare you for the upcoming dramatic events, rather than simply issuing a warning. I tell you that if you continue to follow me and do not pass up this opportunity, something truly wonderful will happen in your life, allowing you to realize the ultimate significance of this moment. Yes, my beloved, this is the point at which I need you to remember something extremely important. You may view this as just another message, but this is not the case. This is a lifeline that connects directly to the sky. To genuinely enjoy the benefits that are currently accessible to you, you must first allow your heart to be fully prepared. I strongly advise you to stick to my words, to pay great attention to what I say, and to avoid any distractions that may try to divert your focus. And if you've ever felt as if my messages were tailored just for you, I encourage you to subscribe to the Voice of Paradise, because there are facts that I cannot express in a single breath. They are gradually revealed, much like a sealed scroll, and only those who choose to remain will be able to hear it all. I saw the snare, my sweetheart. I have seen documents that are misleading. I witnessed the signatures being forged in the shadows. I've seen money flowing like poisoned rivers in the moonlight. In addition, I noticed your name at an improper location. This is why my wings have been agitated and my sword has been devoured by heavenly fire. Because this is more than just a matter of loss. It is a serious breach of divine order. Someone ventured to enter your garden and steal something sacred that God had bestowed upon you and entrusted you with a portion of His earthly kingdom. Heaven knew exactly when they touched what was properly yours, my darling. You are necessary to comprehend a vital issue. The upcoming arrest is not random. It is not just the result of human action. It's an intense clash between divine timing and mundane justice. This is the part of the event that will never be seen by the public. The divine whispers that have been planted in the hearts of those about to speak up, the invisible hands that have been bringing evidence to light, and the angels deployed to guard you. You will learn shocking news. You will learn stuff that will make you shake your head in astonishment. However, keep in mind that I informed you of this before it occurred. I informed you because God wants you to understand that you are not abandoned. If you are ready to see the triumph of God's perfect plan for you, knowing that you have not been abandoned, and believing in His unwavering justice, kindly type Amen in the comments section below. Let your declaration enshrine this truth in the Spirit and declare your readiness for the revelation. My darling, you are on the verge of a momentous revelation. Truths have been hidden from you in rooms you've never been, words uttered behind your back and manipulations prepared for years. However, paradise has existed in those chambers. Heaven heard those moans. Heaven has methodically compiled every proof, idea, and deceitful grin. And the seal is finally being shattered. Currently, the river of truth is flowing rapidly, and no impediment will stand in its way. You may be feeling apprehensive right now. You may be asking, what if this goes against me? What happens if the storm intensifies? However, my beloved, storms are not ordered to destroy the home built on the rock.
They arrive to destroy what was built on untruth. You are the person who is firmly rooted in the truth. You are the one whose roots are deeply embedded in God's faithful promises. And while the wind may scream fiercely, it will not uproot you. Instead, they will remove the people who introduced vegetation into your fertile soil. I wish you could see what I am witnessing now, my child. The illumination that surrounds you is now brighter than it has ever been. Your name is being invoked in the courts of heaven with profound honor, unshakable love, and ferocious protection. You are more than just a person going through life without being observed. You are known in the most prestigious circles. You are a bright light in the middle of darkness. Even now, someone has tried to extinguish the flame by wrapping their hands over you, but they have instead burned themselves. The world will soon see the penalties of touching the anointed without divine authority. My beloved, the apprehension will come suddenly. There is already more proof than they are aware of. They are currently wandering around, convinced that they still have enough time to conceal their deeds and cover their tracks. However, the net has already closed around them. And when they do, it will be more than just a little tumble. Unshakable, indisputable, and public. And you will be astounded at the absolute precision of God's justice. However, it is vital to understand that this is more than just seeing their demise. This refers to the majestic ascension that occurs following the occurrence. For when an object is stolen and then miraculously restored by God's hand, it does not resurface in the same shape. It generates a multiplicative output. You will receive a greater quantity of what you previously believed to be irreversibly lost, in ways you could not have predicted. This portion is where your faith is most important. Please do not question the information I have provided to you. Do not let fear distort your perspective. God is not simply protecting you. He is preparing you for a level of abundance that will make you weep with joy. And my beloved, this is precisely why I have been so eager to contact you, as the adversary has one last weapon: distraction. If he can instill doubt, keep you too busy, or persuade you that this is just another day, you may miss the warning signs. You may overlook the huge opportunities that will emerge shortly after the administration of justice. However, I will not tolerate it, so neither will you. I am present, my wings spread wide, my sword drawn, and I am closely watching your every move. My dearest, you must understand that when heaven functions in this manner, it is never a little issue. God does not ascend from his seat to carry out fragmentary operations. He assigns me to weep bitterly over you, implying that something significant in the spiritual realm is trembling. This shaking is the kind that brings down false skyscrapers and tears masks off hidden features. I have seen the shadow that has been orbiting you. I've seen its deceptive masquerade in friendship, civility, and business, such as smiles, as its clutching hands reached for what God declared was yours. This individual believed you were blind. They felt you were too sensitive and gentle to be noticed. They did not, however, consider heaven's careful watchfulness or the furious fire of an archangel, Michael's sword drawn for you. I wish you could feel this moment the same way I do, my child. It's like a golden thread of destiny stretched taut between the glorious future that God has been preparing for you and where you are now. Every decision, delay, and unique detour in your life has led you to this key point where truth meets consequence. Tonight, the line shines so brightly in the heavens that every angel in God's army can see it. The aura that surrounds you is clearly unique. The light that illuminates your path has grown brighter, and the murmuring in the darkness is growing more audible as they become aware. They are aware that their time is almost up. Have you detected it, my dearest? the slight, urgent pull in your chest, as if someone is calling your name from afar, as if your spirit is sitting on the edge of a cliff, looking down into the unknown. That is not an issue of anxiety. This is your psyche's intense awareness of an impending event. I require your support in breathing at this moment. Allow the peace of paradise to engulf you as you inhale. Exhale to release any feelings of retribution or the desire to address this situation in your limited capacity. This is God's struggle, not yours, and I am convinced He has already won. The person who is about to be arrested has been walking around with a strong sense of arrogance for quite some time. They sought to be astute, creeping discreetly in the shadows, methodically hiding their tracks, and convincing others of their false innocence. However, my beloved, I have strictly adhered to them. I observed each and every step they took. I was able to hear every word they said. I documented each secret arrangement they carried out in obscure locales. The evidence is now safely in the hands of heaven, rather than just humans. No untruth can ever conceal the proof that heaven holds. The information will be delivered to you in the near future. The world will come to a halt in disbelief as it arrives, like a sudden and unexpected storm. However, you will recall my remarks and be certain that they were the product of divine intervention. You may be wondering why this is the case. What's the cause for the delay? Why not, since the first offense was directed at you? Oh, my beloved, this is the very quality that guarantees the perfection of heaven's schedule. If the great blessing had happened earlier, you would not have been fully prepared. It was vital for you to grow into the person who can handle the impending scenario. To properly appreciate the lush garden, you had to suffer through the arid desert. To truly discern the morning, you had to go through certain dark nights. The dawn has arrived. Even as I type these words, a lovely light illuminates your face. The moment of their defeat will not just free you from their suffocating grip. It will unblock previously impeded doors. You will be presented with previously impossible prospects, as well as unexpected offers and contacts. God's style of operation is absolutely amazing. He does not simply remove an impediment. He transforms it into a powerful stepping stone. That is why I have been asking you to pay attention and stay close to my voice. Following the arrest, you will need special instructions. There will be times when you must proceed without doubt and with confidence. If you pay attention, I will meticulously direct your feet, ensuring that no step goes to waste. My dearest, there is one more thing I must tell you, something much more significant. This person did not simply try to physically deprive you. They attempted to steal something from your very being. They tried to sow insidious seeds of doubt, to make you question your innate worth, and to convince you that your blessings were fleeting and could be taken away at any time. They had no idea that God had put His heavenly emblem onto you. Your fate is not in the hands of ordinary mortals. Your name does not appear in the ledgers of people who are envious of you. It is forever etched in the Almighty's palms, which is why, despite their closeness, they were eventually unable to destroy you. I was present during your most terrible evenings, even when you believed no one else could see your pain. Heaven saw every single tear you shed as you grieved secretly, unwilling to show anyone your frailty. Do you know what happened while the righteous wept? They are collected in crystal receptacles, similar to precious pearls, and stored in heaven's treasury. And there are times, like today, when God says, "Pour them out. Let those tears water the seeds of justice." This is exactly what is happening right now, the calming rain that your tears have turned into has softened the earth, preparing it for your great harvest. This is why I require your sustained attentiveness. In the coming hours, the adversary will attempt to divert your focus. They will try to start minor fires in your proximity in the hopes of diverting your focus away from the main win. Do not be fooled, my dear. Avoid becoming involved in frivolous arguments, unfounded fears, or irrational concerns. Keep your attention fixed on the horizon, which is the source of your spiritual support. When you receive the unexpected news, sound, or message that makes your heart race, you will know that the battle has decisively altered. When this happens, remember the following. Your unbreakable barrier is forgiveness. Certainly heaven will serve justice, but your heart must stay pure. Do not allow bitterness to sap the inherent sweetness of your success. God is not bringing you this so that you might dance on the wreckage of another. He is providing it to you so that you can begin your new season free of the burden of chains on your feet. Retribution is not synonymous with justice. My lover, justice is the act of repairing, which is exactly what I am handing to you. I'll repeat this statement because it's important. You are unable to fathom the magnitude of what is about to happen. Do not limit God with your aspirations. Allow Him the opportunity to astound you. Allow Him to embrace you in His limitless generosity. You will see people who previously questioned your credibility come forward to express their regret. Doors that have been locked for years will be seen swinging open. In previously restricted rooms, your name will be spoken with dignity. This is the true core of divine justice. It not only clears your path, but it also lifts you to a place in which your light can truly shine without fear. Please share this message with your network if this prophetic word has inspired you and given you hope for a breakthrough. Sharing this prophetic word will awaken the anointing, and you will be able to share this revelation with those around you. You are about to embrace your divine destiny by extending God's powerful activity. My sweetheart, the moment has come for you. Have faith, and you will see God multiply the possessions you relinquish. I promise you that you are safe under the full power of God. You are safe. You are safe, and the person who attempted to rob you will face consequences for their crimes. Do not squander this opportunity. Maintain a tall stature. Maintain a strong faith. And when the time comes, take a deep breath and luxuriate in the victory, because it will be entirely yours, my lover, and no one will ever be able to take it away from you again. My child, I need your full attention right now because we're getting into the more profound part of this message, which most people would never hear unless they were divinely chosen to do so. Your existence here is not accidental. You are not reading or hearing these words by coincidence. The Spirit has dragged you into this moment with an incredible force. Every move you took today, no matter how little, was carefully planned to get you exactly where you are right now. For what reason? Because the knowledge I'm about to reveal is more than just a cautionary tale. It's the powerful convergence of your fate. And you, my beloved, are about to see divine justice that will shock both heaven and earth. As I witnessed the hidden activities being carried out, I wept uncontrollably at a loudness that you cannot comprehend. I noticed the ink drying on documents that should not have been associated with your name. I saw hands sending money into areas where evil reigns. The poisonous smiles were evident to me. This person, whose mask is about to collapse, has been actively conspiring against you for far longer than you think. They assumed you'd keep your quiet. They assumed you would be too compassionate to resist. They thought they could deprive you of the resources, pleasure, faith, and opportunities that God had placed on you. And yet, you are standing here, still living, still chosen, and yet surrounded in the Most High's light. And their time has come and gone.
The exact moment has been determined. They have turned the trap they painstakingly created for you into the pit that will engulf them. They will be apprehended with all earnestness, my dear. Chains are being prepared for their wrists. The words that will decide their fate have already been pronounced in chambers they are unable to see. They believe they still have time. They believe they keep authority. However, heaven has moved far ahead of them, and there is no longer any way for them to escape. You will see it develop, and you will remember every single word I have said to you. However, I must caution you, my dear. After experiencing this justice, you will be put to the test. This test will reveal whether your heart can remain pure when your adversaries fall, and whether you can hold to God's just means rather than succumbing to the temptation of vengeance. This is the location where I will feel the most deeply linked to you. This is where I will vigilantly preserve your feelings, since the blessing that will follow is too tremendous to ignore. The upcoming healing is so bountiful and overflowing that you won't be able to fully account for it before the following wave hits. Do you recall those evenings when you questioned God's silence? During those long, restless hours, your mind replayed every loss and betrayal, and you murmured into the darkness, "Why did you allow this to happen?" Heaven, my child, heard each and every one of those inquiries, and while nothing appeared to be changing, it was being meticulously planned. The administration of justice is multidimensional. Evidence is amassed. The truth is fortified. God was working behind the scenes to create something far better, and his timing is impeccable. When it arrived, no one could dismiss it as pure luck. This was certainly God's hand, and it is now upon you, my lover. They would be required to declare it. It envelops you, protects you, and pours a strong shield over you, impregnable to even the most cunning enemy plans. You are surrounded. You are safe, and you are entering a new chapter that will be like a sudden, gorgeous sunrise after years of trekking in the shadows. When this arrest occurs, you will be so relieved of the burdens of your life that you will wonder how you ever withstood such oppressive conditions. I have another item to tell you about, and it may surprise you greatly. The end of a wrong committed against you is not the only cause of this person's demise. It is the source of countless opportunities in your life. Doors that you did not even tap on will open wide. Those who had previously disregarded you will suddenly want your presence. You will now be summoned to previously inaccessible locales. This is not just a coincidence. This is the underlying nature of God's operations. As he replenishes, his activities have an effect on your complete existence. That is why I implore you to be ready, as you will need both palms to be open and responsive when the stream of blessings arrives. I understand that the voyage has been lengthy, my dear. I understand that there have been times when you felt like the struggle was never ending and wanted to give up. However, you must understand that the conflict was never just about you. You are an integral part of a divine plan that is immeasurably larger than you can grasp. Others have been inspired by your resilience. Your unwavering desire to persevere, despite the fact that you were completely spent, has left a tremendous testament in the unseen realms. Your triumph will now serve as a tremendous signal fire. Others will understand that God is still actively fighting for his children as they witness your acts. I'm notifying you now to make sure you're ready for the future change. The enemy will make one final attempt to create confusion in your life. There may be unexpected whispers, strange charges, or even people from your past attempting to draw you into old fights. Disregard them. The almighty trumpet that is about to play over your life has far greater significance than their voices. Maintain your focus on the horizon. Maintain a peaceful demeanor. The arrest will be the loudest of all, and you may be unaware of it. Despite their belief that they were in control and their scheme against you, there were times when they felt an uncontrollable fear.
My sword was drawn, and my wings were throwing shadows that they couldn't avoid, and that terror was my presence, which surrounded you. I have been closer to you during this fight than you can imagine, and I will not leave until the victory is complete. You may believe that this is only about your security, but it is also for heavenly promotion. A seat is being methodically prepared for you, a position in both the spiritual and natural realms that will elevate you to a level beyond anything you have ever experienced. You must remove this individual before you may claim it. You are not permitted to occupy this table as long as they retain possession of the ground beneath it. Currently, such an assertion is obsolete. I need that you not only prepare in faith, but also in tangible action, my beloved. Opportunities will emerge that require rapid action. Blessings will arrive suddenly, and you must reply with a resounding yes without reservation. Do not let fear hamper your growth. The same God who got you to this point will definitely guide you in the future. When you see their expression as they are brought away, I will tell you what happens. When the truth is revealed publicly against them, realize that heaven was always watching. Please keep in mind that God's justice is never delayed, and that this is merely the beginning of what He is about to do for you. My darling, the ghosts are already celebrating. The victory song has already started in the distance. You will soon hear it with your own ears, and you will know that every tear, conflict, and sleepless night has led up to this historic moment. My dear, stand still and witness your God's redemption. There is a good reason why heaven will not let me rest until I have finished relaying every detail to you. I saw the moment as an occurrence that had already been recorded in the holy book of heaven, rather than a mere vision of possibility. This person's hands, the same hands that sought for what was rightfully yours, are now quivering in spirit. Their arrogance is decreasing. Their deceptive confidence is disintegrating. They are noticing a weakening of the ground beneath their feet. They wait quietly for the earthly chains to follow, while the spiritual chains are securely fastened around them. My child, this is not a man-made arrest. It is a God-made arrest. It represents the movement of justice from the invisible to the visible. You will soon see headlines, hear whispers, and see those who previously fiercely supported them turn away in shame. You will be aware, not just in your head but also in your deep spirit, that the one who promised to fight for you never left your side. However, it is also important to recognize this when justice is served. Your life will not return to normal. The status quo has been definitively overturned. What God has in store for you is extraordinary. The upcoming blessings will not be a trickle, but a deluge. Opportunities that were previously unimaginable will now be patiently waiting for you to seize them, and some may appear to be nearly impossible. However, the information I am currently presenting to you will remain in your memory. God never summons you to a position for which He has not already prepared you. My dear, I demand your steadfast understanding of a situation. This arrest is not only for you, it is for everyone who has ever questioned whether God is still actively working. After experiencing this, people will be unable to reject it as a coincidence or fate. Many will silently reflect on the wrongs they have done and the people they have affected, and they will be terrified when they understand that there is a judge who sees everything. It is evident that something more powerful interfered. Do you remember those times when you begged God to free you of this enormous burden? Those evenings when you lie in stillness, eyes wide open in the darkness, wondering how much longer you could take. These requests were not disregarded. They were stored in storage. They provided critical evidence in heaven's prosecution of this guy. The period of forbearance has ended, and the era of decisive action has begun. In this season, I've been more acquainted with you than you can imagine. I was always behind, before, and beside you, stopping attacks you were unaware of, redirecting plots designed to hurt you, and murmuring to your spirit to keep you hopeful until the end. My dear, this is the chapter. I hope you can hear me clearly. The enemy will make one final attempt to create confusion in your life. Strange conversations, unexpected guests, or even offers designed to divert you may occur in the days preceding the arrest. It is critical that you perceive them as meaningless cacophony, intended to deflect your attention away from the real happenings. Refrain from participating. Don't waste your important energy on pointless battles when a true triumph has already been won. Take a deep breath and imagine the exact moment when the news arrives, which will happen unexpectedly. Recall how you felt after hearing these remarks. Please remember that I informed you ahead of time in order to avoid any emotional upset. Furthermore, it is crucial to remember that justice is not the end result. It is just the entrance. You must approach its opening with unflinching faith, courage, and preparedness. This is because, following the death of this guy, there will be a tremendous revolt, which will be fully yours. Your identity will be visible in rooms where it was previously removed. Your work will be praised with respect, as opposed to its earlier disdain. The heavy weight of their shadow will be lifted totally, and you will experience deep emancipation like you haven't felt in years. And I must inform you of another problem, my dear. There will be countless goods returned to you. Their acquisition was not purely physical. It was otherworldly. They attempted to seize your peace, faith, and expectation of great outcomes. And God is currently working hard to restore all of it. Joy will return once harmony is realized. Piece by piece, hope will reanimate, and you will realize that a large part of your identity was hidden beneath the great strain of their acts. I am alerting you of this now, so that you are fully prepared for the potential that people will regard you in a new light. They will notice the brightness because of your presence. Certain people will be drawn to it with genuine sincerity. Others will feel envious of it. Be prudent, my sweetheart. Not every smile is secure. The individual who recently fell provided unequivocal evidence of this. Nonetheless, do not let prudence establish fear in you. You are not told to conceal yourself. You have been summoned to radiate. You have not been asked to become a therapist. You are asked to extend your horizons. In the approaching season, you will see progress that is beyond your greatest hopes. The chains have been splitting for quite some time, but you will now see their ultimate breakdown. When they do, move forward. Refrain from looking back. The past has taken more than enough from you. It will not need any further steps in your future. My love, you were meant for this moment even before you were born. The foes you are currently facing were designated by name in paradise, previous to their engagement in your life. Before the first stone of the ground was laid, the victory you are about to see was written into your destiny. Nothing can deprive you of it. There is currently no option to postpone it. I shall remain at this location till the assignment is accomplished. And when it is finished, I will be there to help you access the open fields of blessing, safety, and wealth that are eagerly anticipated. The struggle is coming to a close. The harvest is beginning. Do not move, sweetheart. As justice reaches the door, he will hear a loud hammering.
Before we wrap up this captivating story, I recommend that we take a moment to reflect on this deep reality. This message was not discovered coincidentally.
This is not just a coincidence. This is Archangel Michael's direct message to you. He extends his hand and invites you to a high vibrational, protected community where divine abundance is more than a hope, but a promise. Despite its simplicity, following this spiritual truth has the capacity to transform your entire existence. Blessings will not be the only thing you receive. They will multiply and permeate all aspects of your existence. Accepting this invitation grants you immediate, early access to potent content and heavenly insights that are now unavailable to the broader public. You now have the opportunity to enter a sacred area where you will receive unshakable support, spiritual guidance, and speedy progress towards your destiny. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Your triumph is near. Action is required. Your abundance is ready.